In this video, I'm going to introduce you about the definitions of vector product. Alright, so the definition of vector product is defined to be cross product, or we name this to be a cross product. Alright, it's a cross product. So cross product or vector product is defined to be the vector A cross with vector B, and magnitude of A and multiply with magnitude of B sine of the theta, and the theta is the angle, right? Angle between vector A and B. Theta is the angle between vector A and vector B. Alright, and additional, there is a unit vector. Alright, unit vector which is in the direction of A cross B, or we can say that the unit vector here will be defined to be A cross B divided by the magnitude of A cross B, as this is a unit vector in the direction of A cross B. I repeat again, it's a unit vector in the direction of A cross B. We're adding this because to make it become a right-hand system. Alright, become a right-hand system means that, alright, let's look at this, right? So we want to make it become a right-hand system. So let's say we have a vector A B and a vector A, so which is in their respective direction. So in the clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction, we try to define this to be A cross B, right? Right-hand system, right? A cross B, and there will be a thumb, right? My thumb here, so my fingers. So if I A cross B, so the thumb will go up. So this will define to be the A cross B, right? A cross B, and A cross B is always perpendicular to B and A, right? This is very important. But if I move in a clockwise direction from my setting here, B cross A, I will moving B cross A, right hand screw turn, right? Right hand screw rule. So we turn and the thumbs were going down, so which is represented by B cross A, right? B cross A cross B and B cross A having a same magnitude, alright, but they are anti-direction to each other, or easy to say is A cross B is the same as negative B cross A. Alright, A cross B is the same as negative B cross A. So this one means that to show that these two are actually anti-direction to each other. Alright, so hope you understand. So this will use the right hand screw rule. And beside that, the cross product is not commutative. Commutative means A cross B is not the same as B cross A. They are not the same. Alright, why they are not the same? Because of the direction. Alright, because vector, this is a vector, this is not a scalar. Alright, so but for scalar product, dot product, they are commutative. A dot B is the same as B dot A, right? But this is A cross B is not the same as B cross A. We said it to be not commutative. Alright, so let's see other properties of vector product. Alright, let's discuss some useful result of the above definition here. Alright, as we can rewrite the above definition in this form. Alright, so magnitude of A cross B. I'm finding the magnitude of this because I know that a cross product will produce a vector. Later on, I will teach you how to do cross product. Cross product, the special thing is, the name is vector product, which will produce another new vector. Alright, another vector. This is the vector, means that it's a quantity with direction. Alright, with magnitude and direction. So if I say A dot B equals to C, right? Dot, you will produce a scalar. Can you see without the tip here, right? So this is a scalar quantity. This is a vector quantity. That's why we name it as vector product, and this is scalar product, right? Because it produces scalar. So now I'm going to find the magnitude of A cross B. So once I find magnitude, the magnitude of the magnitude A will be magnitude of A, magnitude of B, and sine theta is already a value, right? The magnitude of this whole thing here will be the magnitude of unit vector. Remember, according to the types, when I discuss the types of vector, unit vector always has a unit of 1 unit. Means that the magnitude of unit vector is always 1 unit. Alright, so that's why when I calculate unit vector, the magnitude of A cross B, the magnitude of this whole thing, because this is a number, magnitude of A is a number, and this is a number, right? So if the magnitude of the number is still a number, but this is a vector, right? So when I magnitude A cross B, means I magnitude the unit vector, which will give you 1. So therefore, then we will get this turn to be 1, right? And this is a useful form of A cross B equals to magnitude of A, magnitude B, sin theta, unit vector, right? So this is the modification from this definition, right? Okay, now let's look at this result here, right? This result from this both result here. So let's say for two parallel vectors, so very important, for two parallel vectors. So means that I said that vector A is parallel to vector B. What is meant by parallel? You have to understand the meaning of parallel. Parallel means that either the vector A and vector B having the same direction, right? Same direction and have the same gradient, or we can say that they have the same direction. Okay, so or maybe they have anti-direction, right? They have but they are still parallel, right? They have different direction, right? But they can be rewrite as these two can be rewrite as, if define this to be a parallel vector, they can write as A equals to KB. Means that K can be any number but not 0, right? It's a multiple of another vector. Then we can define this to be a parallel vector. So, but when they are in the same direction, right, these two parallel vectors are in the same direction, their angles between the vectors, right, when you're joining these two, they are actually making the angle of 0 degree. So when these two vectors are anti-direction, means that, okay, they are actually parallel, so A and B, but they have different direction, alright? So what happened? So the gradient are the same, so means they are actually parallel, but the problem is they are anti-direction. One go to the go in this direction and one go to the opposite direction, so the angle between them will be 180 degree, right? 180 degree means that for parallel vector, easy to say, for parallel vectors, either the theta is 0 degree or 180 degree, right? Either is 0 degree or theta is 180 degree, right? So as a result of this, based on this definition, so A cross B, right? A cross B will be equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine 0 degree, right? And unit vector, all right? Or maybe if they are parallel, A cross B is equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine 180 degree. So if they are sine 0 is 0, this whole thing will become 0. Because of there is a vector here, this number 0 multiplied with a vector, you are getting a 0 vector. And sine 180 is also 0, right? You have to remember this, sine 0 is 0, sine 180 degree will be also 0. So you will still produce a 0 vector here. So what can I conclude here? So to be simplified for you, if two vectors are parallel to each other, if the simplified version will be if vector A is parallel to vector B, therefore then A cross B will be giving you 0 vector. Alright, if you do cross product between the two vectors, you're getting a 0 vector. This shows that it is a parallel vector, these two. Zero vector is stand for 0i, 0j, 0k. They are static, alright, static. So they are not moving, they are directionless, okay, no direction. So this is a first useful tips for cross product. So if two vectors are parallel, A cross B will be a zero vector. Alright, okay, let's move on with another useful tips. So another one will be for two perpendicular vector. Alright, so the very important here, so one is perpendicular, one is parallel, right? You have to clear with both of these. So this is the useful tips for this. So for two perpendicular vector, right? For two perpendicular vector, let's say A is perpendicular to B. So what is mean by vector A is perpendicular to vector B? So it means that a vector A and a vector B, they have an angle of 90 degree between them. Alright, so it means that the theta will be 90 degree, right? 90 degree. So according to this definition or this definition, right? We will try to using this definition. So A cross B, right? Okay, this is for the case when A is perpendicular to B. So where the theta is 90 degree, right? So which is equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine 90 degree, right? Do you know what is sine 90 degree? You can always use your calculator, or you just, if you already in your fingertips, this is actually the value 1, right? So means that if vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then I can say the result will be in this form, right? So if vector A is perpendicular to vector B, then the magnitude of A cross B is the same as the multiplication of the respective magnitude of A and magnitude of B. Alright, this is only happen if, okay, simplify for you, if A is perpendicular to B, then A cross B will be magnitude of A multiplied with magnitude of B. Alright, this is a very important result. And this definition is also can be used for parallel, alright, okay, I repeat again, for two parallel vector, alright, for two parallel vectors, so means that A is parallel to B. As you know, that means that the angle between the two vector parallel is either 0 degree or 180 degree, right? So all I can using this definition is easy for me. So because magnitude of A cross B is equals to, right, square root of magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine 0 degree, right? Or, right, magnitude of A cross B equals to magnitude of A, magnitude of B, sine 180 degree. As sine 0 and sine 180 degree were giving you 0, right? Giving you the value of 0. So this whole thing will become 0. Means that magnitude of A cross B, either they are anti-direction or they are the same direction, as long as they are parallel, the magnitude of A cross B will be 0. Which vector, what type of vector will giving you magnitude of 0? There is only one type of vector, which is a zero vector. Means that A cross B will produce a zero vector because the magnitude of zero vector will produce 0. Alright, so easy to say. So now you have to compare between these two, and this is very popular in your examination. Alright, the concept here is very important here. Alright, I think that's all for this video, and I further using to explain this concept here in a coming video.